Alright, in this video we're going to look at how to back up your computer's data, because it's not a matter of will your hard drive fail, it's a matter of when. Okay, so all of the data that's stored on your computer is either stored on a hard disk drive or on a solid state drive, with some variations of hybrid drives and also like flash type memory for like tablets and devices like that. But they're also susceptible to the same things, and that's data loss, corruption, drive failure, things like that. And so we really need to look at how we need to back up that information, especially if it's important information to you, like pictures or documents or things that really are not replaceable. Then we need to make sure they're being backed up correctly. A drive can fail really at any point. If it's a defective drive, it may fail within just a matter of a few days. Or drives may last 4, 5, 6 or more years, but we don't actually know exactly when it may fail. Some drives are equipped with smart capabilities to try and determine if failure is coming, but often it's more of your computer is running slow or your computer will no longer turn on, and at that point you've probably already ran into a drive failure, and then you're going to have to start paying more money to get that data recovered, or worst case, that data may have already been lost and it cannot be recovered. So backing up your data is extremely important, especially again if you have important and non-replaceable information stored on your device. So when you're looking to back up your data, there's a general rule, a best practice rule that I go by and that the industry really kind of uses as a standard, and it's the 3-2-1 backup rule. And basically this means has 3 parts to it. It means you should have 3 copies of your data, 3 separate backups, on 2 different devices, and then one of them off-site, or one of them being waterproof, fireproof, and theft-proofed. If it's not off-site, then it would have to be something where you would be paying the money to make sure that all those conditions are met. So let's talk about each one of those steps and why they're so important. So you have the 3 different backups. Now, why have 3 different backups? Isn't one enough? Well, here's the reason to look at it, is that the data on your computer could become corrupt, or the drive on your computer could become damaged and no longer work. So if you have a copy of, if you have just one backup, it's very possible that that backup has become corrupt, or something's happened to the device it is on. So it's important to have more than just one copy, because the second part is 2 different devices. And basically this is saying that, if you had your computer and you made 3 different backups on that computer, you just backed them right up onto the same drive on the computer, well, you haven't really made a good backup, because if your drive dies, you still lost all your backups. And so you would want to get something like an external hard drive as one of your backups. So you're backing up your information maybe daily to that external hard drive, so that you have copies of all your files just in case your device dies. And then maybe you have a second backup. Maybe it's something where once a week or once a month you burn your important files to a CD or a DVD disc and keep a manual copy of them. Or you sign up for an online backup to make sure that they have, that there's a second copy of your information. So that's extremely important too. Not just having multiple copies of the backup for corruption, but making sure you have multiple devices carrying those backups in case you do have one of those devices fail. And the last step being a off-site backup, or what it's pretty much getting at is a place that is not going to be affected by fire, water, or theft. Again, if you had all these backups in your own house and something were to happen to your house, again, fire damage, water damage, or theft, you've again lost all your backups. So yeah, your laptop was stolen and your external hard drives were stolen, and so you have to make sure you've got those avenues covered. So the easiest way to do this, and I would say the minimum that people should do, is make a backup, get an external hard drive and make sure you have backups running to that. And then also sign up with a cloud service. If you just need a couple critical files, you can often get free cloud services to back up small amounts of files. Places like Google Drive and OneDrive will give you 5 to 7 gigabytes of free cloud storage. And you can also do full off-site backups as well through those services. That doesn't quite get you 3 copies, but it at least makes you have 2 separate devices, one of them being off-site. If you wanted to satisfy that third one, basically what you would want to do is just make a second backup on that external hard drive. So if your external hard drive is big enough, you could just have 2 separate copies of your backups on there, and that should be enough to maintain, in case one of those backups got corrupt, that you could always get it from the other one locally. So let's say you want to go ahead and get started on this. Well, how do what's the first step? Well, first you're going to need to get an external hard drive. I think it is good, it is healthy to have a backup of your information locally. Again, like I back up my information to the cloud, and I have about 500-600 gigabytes of data backed up in the cloud. And so if I were to lose all that, my computer were to crash and I would have to re-download all that, that's going to take a long time, probably weeks to download, if not days to download all that information back from the cloud. So if you have a large amount of information, or you just want to make sure that you have a backup that's in your control, getting an external hard drive is a cheap, affordable way to do that. Many systems just allow you to plug that into your laptop or to your desktop via USB, and it'll run the backup to that device. If you're using Windows 7, you can get to the backup utility by clicking on Start, going to Control Panel, and then selecting Backup. And if you're on Windows 8 or newer, you can click on Start, type in Control Panel, open up the Control Panel, and then select File History, and that's going to be the backup tool from there. If you're using Mac OS, you want to use the Time Machine app, and that'll also give you the same type of setup to make copies and back up your information. For more details and more step-by-step on how to how to set up that external hard drive and how to get your backups running on Windows and Mac OS, please visit my website at techtipguru.com. There will also be a link in the video description to give you more instructions on setting up backups on your device. And I'll also have a link in the description for an external hard drive that I recommend. It's going to have plenty of space to store most of your stuff, unless you're using, if you are storing a lot of information, a lot of video maybe on your computer, you might need to get a little bit bigger of a drive. But the drive I have in the video description should work for most people's situations. So I hope after watching this, you'll back up your data. From personal experience, I can tell you that I've worked on many computers where data has been lost. Some cases I've been able to recover data, which even when you get data recovered, it's not necessarily a pretty thing because a lot of your organization that you had before is gone. It's just a big list of files and that you have to sort through. And I've also had cases where I have not been able to recover data. So definitely have a backup. Have that peace of mind to know, we live in a digital age where many of our things are digital, all of our pictures are electronic, and so we have to make sure that we keep those backed up. Because again, it's not will your device fail, it's when will it fail. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. You can check out, again, more information on my website, techtipguru.com, or check out my other videos on this channel. So again, thank you very much for watching.